What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Talking Points podcast presented by the Smoking Section. I am your host, Raj Anand, and today we have a very special guest with us. He is one of the, I would say, easily one of the best lyricists in the game right now. I'm very glad he's from the Bay Area because that's where I'm from, so putting us on the map. What else can we say about our guest? He demolished Sway's 5 Fingers of Death freestyle. He released one of the best albums this year. It probably went over most people's heads, but if you haven't checked it out, you definitely should. The album is called 1,000 Cuts, and our guest today is Locksmith.
Yo.
What's up, sir? How you doing?
Man, I'm awesome, man. I'm chilling, man. I'm in the beautiful California weather.
Yeah.
Feels good. It's an honor. You're a good friend, so it's always great to do, sit and have conversations with good people. So I'm doing great though, man. Very happy, very grateful, man.
It's great to have you, sir. Thank you for coming on.
Thank you, man. You already know.
You probably gotta face the mic a little more.
Okay.
If you want to move it, you can adjust totally. But I guess we can start with. So you're an educated man.
Okay, yeah.
You went to Cal.
Yeah.
What was your experience like over there?
My experience was cool, man. I went to community college first.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm from Richmond, California, which is like a small city, kind of outside of Berkeley and Oakland. So I went to community college in Richmond, and then I transferred and went to Cal, which was like something I always wanted to do. Like, I always wanted to go to Cal, UC Berkeley,
right,
because growing up in Richmond, that was the closest university. You know what I mean? I had older friends and mentors that went to UC Berkeley. So even as a high school student, I used to hang around campus. So I knew that I wanted to play basketball, and I didn't get a scholarship. You know what I mean?
Tall enough to play basketball.
Yeah. So I didn't get that full ride to Cal. So I was like, yo, I'm just gonna go to community college, play a couple years. Hopefully I can earn a scholarship somewhere. But once I went to a community college, I got more, I was more focused. I started loving music, like getting more into music.
Right.
I always loved hip hop, but I fell in love with hip hop around that time. And so I was more serious about finishing my education, getting serious about my education so I could pursue my career in music. So I got buckled down and got really focused and finished school and transferred to UC Berkeley. And then when I was in UC Berkeley is when I started slowly really getting into rap, really getting serious about rap, started getting better at rapping.
Right.
And not that I didn't take UC Berkeley serious, because I did, but it kind of just, I don't know, kind of went hand in hand. Like, my experiences there, stuff I was learning, and my growth as as a human being and as an artist. So it just kind of happened around that time.
Right. Why did you see education as a prerequisite for making music?
I don't necessarily I didn't think I looked at it that way at the time.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Now, you know what I mean? In hindsight or whatever, or retrospect, it looks like that. But I knew I just wanted to get an education. I don't know, I wanted to go to Cal. Like I said, I was fortunate enough to have parents that supported me and were very, put an emphasis on education, whatever it may be. But then I had mentors and older, homies, big homies that I looked up to who were educated. You know what I mean? They were educated. They went to UC Berkeley or UCLA and stuff like that. So it was yo, you get a higher education. You don't have to settle for anything. You can go to Harvard. You can go to Yale. You can go to Stanford. You can go to UC Berkeley. Whatever you want to do, you can do it if you apply yourself. I was I just like to excel at whatever I do.
Right.
And that was one of the things. So I was like, shit, if they said I can do it, then I know I can do it. So I set out to do it, and I got it done.
Totally.
I actually got accepted to UC Davis, UCLA, and UC Berkeley.
Should have gone to LA.
I know. But you know why I stayed?
Why?
Is because I always wanted to go to Cal.
Yeah.
And then at the time we had started getting, I had a friend that we were starting a group, the music, and then I had a friend that had a recording studio in San Francisco. So we used to go over there. I was just I don't know. I was just learning. I didn't want to leave that. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like I was gonna go to UCLA, but then when I got accepted to Cal, I mean, come on, man, Cal
is Cal.
Come on, dude.
Because most people coming from the Bay, they're trying to get down south, get away from their parents' houses.
But see, you know what? I went to community college for a couple of years, so I was already mature. It wasn't like I was like high school.
Yeah.
I just want to get away, you know what I mean? Because I probably would have, but I didn't have the good enough grades coming out of high school, so I had to go to community college. And then by that time, you're mature. You're 20 something, you know, or 20 years old. So.
Totally. So for people that don't know, you were part of the front line.
Yeah, that was the group.
That was the group. So how did you meet Left?
Me and Left have just been friends since we were kids.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? Like he was rapping first. Well, like, you know, he was like, as adults, he was the one that was like kind of taking rap. Like, yo, I'm doing this rap thing, and I was like, yo, that seems cool.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I want to try that too. So we started. It was actually 3 of us in the group at the time.
Oh, really?
Yeah, back then, like when we first were like recording our demos and doing stuff like that, it was 3 of us in the group, and then the other dude kind of just, you know, life, whatever. And then we just, you know, got more serious, and then we just started, you know, then we were a group, and we made a really big, you know, pretty big. We left a pretty big footprint on Bay Area.
Totally.
You know what I'm saying?
Totally.
Hip-hop.
I mean, I was hearing you guys all over the radio.
Yeah.
What was it? I mean, that was pretty much my high school time.
Yeah, I want to say from like 2003 to like 2006, 2007.
Yeah. Because I started high school in 2004, and I remember. I'm trying to think of this song.
What is it? Bang It.
Bang It was the song.
Yeah, that was big in Fremont, Sandal 408 area.
Bang It was a big one.
Yeah.
So what happened to the front line? Why is the front line not active anymore?
I mean, me and Left that's my brother.
Right.
I mean, we still talk, you know what I mean, all the time. He went to Cal. He graduated from Cal also. He's in the PhD program.
Oh shit, okay.
So he's pursuing his PhD. So it was just like life, you know, he he has a family and stuff like that. So he kind of went more towards in that direction, and I just I was just probably just crazy, stupid enough to just like, I don't know, when I fall in love with something, I just fall in love with it. You know what I mean? So it's just like, I was just like, yo, I'm just going to follow this thing. I'm just going to keep on doing it. I'm going to let it lead the way. And so, yeah, I just kept on doing music. And, I say around 2010 is when I started doing like solo music.
Right. And then, so what was happening in that time off?
I don't know. I started battle rapping again.
Battle rapping.
Because, I had been battle rapping before. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that was a chapter, like, you know, when we were doing frontline stuff and we were trying to get names before we were on the radio and stuff like that.
Right.
I was like battle rapping, you know what I mean? And one of the key battle rapping things was when I got the chance to go to MTV. And the 2003, they had the big, the MC battle on MTV.
Right.
And that was a huge deal. So I got a lot of notoriety from that. And it really brought a lot of focus to myself. So I was just like, yo, well, I'm in a group. So we got to, we made a real strong name back in the Bay Area, especially because of that battle, because that was, national TV and everybody saw it. And it really rallied everybody back home in California, in the Bay Area. So then we kind of used that. And then I had always made music in a group. I never made music as a solo artist. So then around 2010, when I started making like solo stuff, I didn't really know before that, from like 2007, 2010, I was just like, well, how do I get my name back known? Battle rap.
Right.
That's a good way to get my name known as Locksmith again, instead of just frontline.
Right.
So around that time, the whole internet battle stuff started popping off. You know what I mean? Like Grind Time at that time was like really popping, like the internet stuff on YouTube.
Yeah.
So they were doing stuff in the Bay Area and the West Coast. I was like, yo, listen, I got in a few battles. Around like 2009, really got a name. People noticed me from the battles. They were getting hundreds of thousands of views. So I was like, yo, this is the perfect time to start releasing it. Because at the same time, I'm working on music. So then I started slowly releasing music around that time.
Did you catch the Total Slaughter?
Yes, battle? I did. Yeah.
What'd you think about that?
I thought it was great, man. I thought it was a great look for hip hop. Anytime you can have hip hop on a big scale, you have people like Eminem behind it.
Right.
Shady and all that stuff is just really great for those guys to get that exposure, the battle rappers who participated in it. So it was dope, man. Like I didn't watch the whole thing because I didn't have the pay-per-view. I don't think I was even at a TV or a computer at that time, but I did get to come back online and and check it out. Some of the people that pirated it, but sorry. But I did check it because I needed to see what was going on. But I thought it was good. I mean, I know people critique about it, but it's like, whenever you bring battle rapping, like this is my take on it. when you have big crowds and all that, it's gonna change the dynamic.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like battle rapping, it's when they start filming it, put it on the internet, it was more like, smaller crowds in like an area. You might have maybe 100 people, and that's a lot.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's just like, and it's that feel. So then when you start big in the bigger crowds, the microphones, production, it can kind of change, and you know what I mean? It can be kind of weird. So there's a lot of kinks to work out. There's a lot more room for error.
Right.
So, but overall, given the circumstances, I thought from what I saw, it looked pretty successful.
Yeah. Well, have you ever gotten in a fight during a battle?
No, absolutely not. Nah, I never got into a fight.
No. No good fight stories. Come on, man.
No, what I'm lying. No, I never got into a physical fight, but it has gotten heated.
Yeah.
It's gotten heated, but this was like early on. It wasn't like one of those battles where it was filmed like YouTube battle. It was just like a battle, just you know what I mean. Some when you coming up, you just battling cats on the streets and studios. So it's been times where it's gotten like heated. You know what I mean? But it never came to like blows or anything physical. You know
what's the worst thing you ever said to somebody during a battle?
I don't know, man. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I never knew nobody personally in the battle.
What's the worst thing somebody said to you?
I don't. You know what? I don't even pay attention to what people say when they battle most of the time. You know what I'm saying? Like if it get. Yeah, because nobody, I mean, I don't, I'm who I am. So it's not like I'm trying to hide something.
Right.
So what can you say? All right. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Makes sense.
Yeah.
So then transitioning out of battle rapping and now you kind of taking your own solo career.
Yeah.
Your first release was, which one was?
Let's see if you can remember.
Labyrinth.
No.
Before that?
No. I put out 2 things before that.
What was it?
I started working with Ski Beats.
Right.
And we were working on an album which would eventually be Embedded.
Okay.
But right before that, I put out like a little small mixtape called I Am Lock.
And that was where Rare Form was on?
Rare Form wasn't on nothing.
Rare Form was just...
It was just a Lucy.
Just by itself? Okay.
Yeah. It's on iTunes as the Rare Form EP. It's like 2-3 songs or something like that.
Yeah.
But that wasn't but that was just basically a Lucy.
Okay.
And then in 2011, right before I put out the album with Ski Beats, I put out a mixtape, I Am Lock.
Okay.
And then me and Ski Beats, we put out the collaborative album Embedded.
Right. Okay.
And I got to go on tour with him and Murs and stuff like that.
Yeah. All right, so we'll start with Rare Form.
Okay.
Rare Form is the first time I heard of you as a solo artist.
Okay. Yeah. That would be the first time. Yeah.
And that video kind of exploded. Like it.
Yeah.
It definitely put you on the map.
Yeah.
But I mean, what I thought of you after listening to that song was this guy is calling out these big rappers.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a great lyrical piece of work. At the same time, though, it
was controversial.
It was controversial, but it gave me the impression, I guess is the word, that this guy is a person who's going to use controversy and almost, I want to say, gimmicky to get his own name up. It worked.
Yeah.
It worked by all means, but then after that, none of your music has been like that.
Yeah.
And so.
And it took me not to cut you off, but it took me a while to kind of like recondition people who had heard, you know what I mean?
Yeah. But that was a great time. I mean, I can probably like 6-9 months I was playing that song over and over
that was
again.
the first. I mean, that song, the crazy thing about that song is that song was just no chorus,
right?
It was just one long verse, so I don't know how long, like 3 minutes or whatever, and that song was getting played on radio.
Oh, really?
People were bumping. Yeah, they played that on, you know what I mean, on the radio. People were like, I was driving by, people were bumping that in their cars,
that's
like
so
in
funny.
Frisco, in Oakland. I was like, damn, you know what I mean? I was like, fuck, that's crazy. Like, whoa, like, you know what I mean? Because it wasn't no chorus. It was just like raw. You know what I'm saying? Just like, and people were like bumping that in their car, like, yo, Locksmith, honking their horn. I'm like, what the hell? Like, damn. So it was a really, I mean, it blew up. It got added right to MTV. Like MTV Jams added it immediately. It was like getting played all day. I was like, yo, that's crazy. But it was a bittersweet thing because I was just like, yo, like you said, people are gonna think like, I mean, I didn't realize it at the moment. People don't think like, yo, you just like, you know what I mean? It was just, it was out of a time of frustration and of like satire, kind of just saying like, you know, making like poking jabs at pop culture. Like, you know what I mean? You're this, you're that, blah, 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 that kind of thing. But, yeah, I mean, it's a dope record. But yeah, I always knew I wanted to take my music further. And so I just, same thing with battle rap. When people, like you say, you know, making a transition from being a battle rapper to this, you know what I mean? Like I just happened to be able to battle rap. You know what I mean? But I always wanted to make songs and write about things. And now I feel like I'm at a place in my life where I can do that. I'm comfortable with doing that. I know how to do it to some degree. I'm working to get better at it. And I think people just can identify with sincerity. You know what I mean? So it doesn't matter what you're talking about. You know what I mean? And
it's like the way that I've seen is you're one of the few artists who over the last like 5-6 years is consistently improved every release.
Thank you so much.
And it's like the first like I really started getting put on was during the Labyrinth time, which is why I said the first because of my Labyrinth, right?
I mean, that's great. That's good with me.
And so like Labyrinth, my critique probably would have been is that I could tell that you were a battle rapper. It was obvious that your strength was in the bars. And then the entire kind of song, like the choruses and the kind of other elements of the record were kind of below the quality of the verses. But since then, I think, I mean, especially with 1,000 Cuts, it's all kind of come to the same level.
Yeah, thank you so much, man. Yeah, it's just growth. You know what I mean? Like I'm just one of them people. Like I know that. You know what I mean? Like I know what I need to work on, and that's just being honest with yourself.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? I don't think the ideas are bad, but sometimes your ideas need to catch up with your skill set, or whatever. You know what I mean? Like it takes time, and I just always want to get better. Like I want to get better as a rapper. I want to get better as a songwriter. I want to get better. Like I've started producing. I want to get better with that. You know? So yeah, it just takes time, and that's, I think with the last album that I just put out, 1,000 Cuts, that's what I'm most like proud of, if you want to call it that, you know, and grateful of, and that people are able to receive it, because I did, you know, I felt like, yo, like this is good. Like I can listen to this album. You know what I mean? As opposed to other projects was like, all right, you know what I mean? But there are a lot of songs on the album where I can just kind of listen to and vibe to, like when I was making it, you know?
Right. So how would you decide, I guess, whether one of your albums you put out is a success or not? What would be your criteria?
My criteria is just completing the idea, the vision of what I did. You know what I mean? It's not really a material thing as far as like numbers, because, you know, I'm still very independent, and I'm still building a reputation like that. So I don't really measure it on that, because I can't, you know what I mean?
Right.
Because it's still kind of under the radar, even though, you know, 1,000 Cuts is doing well. I mean, it's, you know, like I've only had one other album that I released to retail, and that was Embedded with Ski Beats, and 1,000 Cuts is already like, I mean, it like did what that did in like 3 years. It did that in the first week. You know what I mean? So I'm like, all right, well, that's
science.
Growth.
There's growth. Yeah, exactly.
That's growth. So that's a great thing, and it's doing well, and it's consistently selling, and you know what I mean. So that's, you know, aside from that, the most important thing is just making the songs, and you know what I mean, capturing the moments that I'm trying to do, and trying to put that out, and put that out there, and if I can do that, then I feel like that's a success. Right. And I, you know, when I completed that album, when I like went to that final mixing session and I listened, I was like, yo, I'm happy with this. You know what I mean? Like I'm really happy with the overall message and the art of this, and that's the most important thing to me.
Totally, you're one of the few.
Thank you, man. I mean, shit. I mean, that's why I do it. Like, if I was doing it for the money, I would have quit a long time ago. I'm driven by just the love of fucking like making these songs, man. You know.
Totally. Could you? I mean, and then you tackled some really intense and deep subject matter, like especially the hardest song ever.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm so proud of that song.
People don't talk about the things that you were talking about in the record, especially things like sexual abuse.
Yeah.
And like especially in a genre like hip hop, where a lot of money is made glorifying like not things that just aren't real, like for most people, you know, like people aren't going to clubs and balling out, people aren't driving $500,000 cars, like these things aren't happening for the everyday person, but I'm sure if you went and talked to people in your circles, like, chances are somebody's been through things that you went through.
Yeah.
You know?
And even if they haven't went through it, they can identify with the emotion, you know?
Exactly.
Yeah. I mean, that's, you know, all right. I feel like if you listen, like even the frontline stuff and even, you know, some of the stuff I was doing earlier, I had like I wanted to go there.
Right.
But for whatever reason, I wasn't able. Maybe I just wasn't mature enough. Maybe whatever the situation was, I was like leading it in that direction. You know what I mean? And now, you know, I just matured. I feel like I matured at a level where it's like, yo, I'm ready to talk about this. First, I had to be ready to talk about it as a human being.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like I talked about it with people that were close to me. And then once I did that, I was like, I'm a musician. I'm an artist. This has to reflect in my work. Like the music that I make now and that I've always kind of made, but even more now is just always just reflecting of what I'm going through. Like that's the best material.
It's human music.
Yeah, it's just, dude. Yeah. I mean, what else is there? There's so much to, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
To talk about, you know, in a week time. You know what I'm saying? Like you could just talk about what happened on Monday all the way to the following Monday. And there's a lot of different thoughts and emotions and things that you go through. You know what I mean?
Totally.
And so if I was like, if I could, I just, that's the music that, and it's easy to do music that way.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It just flows.
It flows, man. Yeah. Like people are like, it's easy. Like what is there to even talk about? You know what I mean? Like talk about what, you know, the things that you see and what you feel and what, you know, they're going to change. They're not going to be the same every day.
Right. Or
every year, you know, they should be different.
Right. And I mean, along with, like I said earlier, your songwriting process and the way you've crafted your records has gotten better.
Thank
every
you so
album.
much.
So has the content has evolved and matured as well. Mm-hmm. And it's like I feel like I can see a real growth in you.
Thank you.
As a person and as a human. Like you're not in the same place you were 5 years ago.
I mean, hopefully,
and no one is. Hopefully, no one is.
Hopefully, no one is, man.
Right?
Yeah, you don't want to be like doing the same shit you did 5 years ago.
Exactly.
Or, you know what I mean? Like you have to, and that's just life, man. You know what I mean? Like hopefully, like I want to improve. I want to grow. You know, like a lot of time, you know, things change. You know, like in the last 4 years, like I lost my mom. You know what I mean? And different things like that. And I had to grow up, and I had to. You know what I mean? I was in a serious relationship, you know what I mean, with somebody that I very much care for, and you know what I mean, and that helped me grow, like all these different things and these different relationships, kind of, you know what I mean, take you to another level. So, yeah, I mean, it should show in the music.
It absolutely does.
Yeah,
absolutely does. So I guess the next question would be like, what kind of subject matter? What were you trying to get across as a whole with 1,000 Cuts?
I just, you know, it started off before I came up with the name. I recorded a couple. I think the very first song that I recorded was a song called "Imperfect."
Imperfect, yeah.
And
you performed that with Jarrell Perry
out here
the last time.
Yeah, when you was helping me out. Yeah, you was helping
selling your merch.
Yeah, he was rolling with me. Green was there too. But anyway, yeah. So that was the first song that I recorded. And I was just like, I kind of knew like this is the direction I want to go in. Just like really like, just, you know, unfiltered kind of music, you know, because that's the music that I love, you know, like stuff like Eminem, Tupac, you know what I mean? Like, you know, stuff like that. So that's how I wanted to make my album. Then I finally got to the point where it started with the production, honestly, because, you know, the production dictates a lot of things. Because a lot of times I had ideas for certain things, but I wasn't capable of making music, or you know what I mean, had access to different kind of things. I was just, if people took beats, I liked them, then I can't force an Imperfect or a hardest song ever on a fucking, you know what I'm saying, hardcore hip hop track, you know what I mean, or something like that. It's like, it's not gonna happen, but this is what I had access to, so I utilized it, you know. But once I got to the point, I was like, all right, you know what, I want to do this, I want to do that. And I got with my partner Mike Blankenship, who's also my production partner, who's like incredible musician. And we sat down, and then I was just like, yo, you know, we started crafting these beats and these landscapes, and I was like, this is it, you know what I mean? I kind of see it now. And then the material start flowing out, the content start flowing out. And then I came up with the 1,000 Cuts because I felt like it was like a moment, you know, like every moment in a person's life is like a cut, and it changes you. Right. You know what I mean? As a human being, to where you are every day. You change every day to some degree, because every moment is like a cut. And then that's how the whole thing, I was like, this fits perfectly to the subject matter. And then after that, it was just like filling in the blanks, you know what I mean, filling in the pieces to complete the album.
And Imperfect was the song about where you're
a pregnancy, yeah,
a pregnancy,
like unwanted pregnancy kind of thing,
and
or
that
unexpected
was a true
pregnancy.
story, I assume.
Yeah, well, you know what? It's not like one story. It's kind of like pulling. Not saying I had a bunch of abortions, you know what I'm saying? But I'm saying like, it may have been a situation where I was with one girl, but I took the emotion that I felt with another girl that I had later on. You know what I mean?
And put it together.
Kind of, because it just, I don't know, it just felt that way. Like there was an actual time, it's not something that I'm proud about, but there was a time where I was with with a young woman, and we had to make that decision, and I was sitting outside the car, you know what I mean?
Right.
Outside of the clinic. You know what I mean? In a car waiting for, what was going to happen. And then maybe the emotions that I had from from another girlfriend or girl I was, kind of like put that together with that and just dealing with that stress. And, you know what I mean? So I pull from different situations.
So if that child would have been yours, how do you think your life kind of trajectory would have changed?
I think it would have changed drastically.
Yeah.
Because like I was raised by my father. My mother and my father, but I had my father in my life. You know what I mean? Unlike a lot of like a lot of my friends and stuff, they didn't have their fathers in their life. So I know what it's like to have a dad there. You know what I mean? My dad was like at every basketball game. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
At every function, he, basically he dedicated his life. It's like, all right, once he had a child, he was like, yo, this is what it's about. You know what I mean? Making sure so I know I'll be the same way. Exactly. So if that would have happened at a young age, because we're talking about things that happened when I was much younger.
Yeah.
And and you just you're careless, you know what I mean? Right. So a lot of mistakes can happen.
Right.
So I probably would have I don't know, my trajectory probably would have changed, man. I don't know. I probably would be more focused. I mean, I don't know if I'll be flying all over the country doing stuff if I had a kid.
Exactly. Yeah.
I probably want to stay home with her or him.
Yeah. Totally. Your Loss was probably my favorite song from there.
Thank you, man.
And I know a lot of people, I saw a lot of comments on Facebook and on YouTube saying how the beat was trash and this.
Really?
That. Yeah, I saw a few of those. I saw a few of those, but I mean, I don't know. I song
love
spoke
that beat.
to me.
That's like my favorite beat.
Exactly. Me too. That song really spoke to me. Like, I feel very strongly about kind of the quest for materialism.
Yeah.
And I know there was only a couple of lines on that song which really addressed that.
Yeah.
But
you know what? Directly. But I think the whole song is kind of like about that. Yeah.
But like, I don't know, that one just really spoke to me, and like, cause I feel like people who are out there just with their whole life goal just to get money, or they're missing everything.
Yeah.
And like, there's so much more to it than that.
Yeah.
Like, and that song really, really spoke to me, and I mean, that thing that I wrote on it.
Yeah.
I mean, it straight up.
Incredible piece, yeah.
Like, that's what I felt. I mean, that's what I felt when I heard it, and then even more so when I saw that video.
Yeah.
Like, the execution on that was just perfect.
Thank you.
Perfect.
Yeah, man. That video was hella fun, too. Like, I put that, just the side note in that video, like, I wanted to do something different. I was like, and then a friend of mine, they were going to Vegas. And I was like, Vegas. So I then researched Vegas, and I found that old place, it's called the Neon Boneyard.
Yeah. So
they have all the old signs from Vegas, like all. And I was like, yo, this is fucking awesome. I got to do a video there. Yeah. And then, matter of fact, let me skip back. One of the guy who shot it, the director, Justin, who he just randomly reached out to me like on my website, you know what I mean, or sent me an email. He's like, yo, I'm a video director. So I checked out his work. I was like, this shit looks pretty good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He had done some stuff with like John Connor.
Oh, nice.
And I was like, all right, this stuff is dope. And he was like, I'm in Vegas. I was like, Vegas, all right. And then I was like, yo, let's shoot the video in Vegas. And then I was like, well, what are some dope things? So I researched it. And I was like, yo, bro, let's do this. You know what I mean?
In front of the Bellagio.
Yeah, it was just good. It just felt right for that song to me. Like the you know what I mean? And it was a simple video. It wasn't like too much, but I just felt like it would go well. And then I mean, but the song, man, it was just like I wrote I made the beat myself and Mike, and I wanted to do something like I wanted to like combine like some Wu-Tang shit with like some smooth shit. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I just wanted to do something different. So like that's why it has like some break beat and like the piano chop.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
I was listening to like some old Wu-Tang stuff, and then I wanted to smooth it out. You know, because I always I get tired, especially when you're telling a story. So by the time I get to like the second or third verse, I wanted to I want you to grow with me. I don't want it to be
Right.
just repetitive. So that's why I wanted to do like a switch up and then kind of get more in detailed about, you know what I mean? Like you said, the materialism and things like that. And just my experiences in life, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just me. It's really firsthand stuff that I'm just talking about, you know, my experiences.
Totally. And I guess another song that I really liked was the one with you and Jarrell Perry over Rihanna's Stay.
Oh, yeah, from the Green Box.
Yeah, that was the last album.
Yeah.
And you two make some good music together.
Yeah, man. I'm supposed to hook up with him later tonight. So
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, because he stays out here. He has his, his spot. Hopefully we can get it in. But yeah, man, that dude is just dope.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a songwriter. He started off as a songwriter first. Like he's written some like records for Chris Brown.
Oh, really?
Stuff like that. And he reached out to me and I heard some stuff. I was like, you're dope. And then I sent him some records. There was another song on the Green Box, You Never Know.
Right.
And he did that first. I was like, this is dope. You know what I mean? And then that Broken song, which is over Rihanna's Stay, I just like that beat. Like I saw it.
That beat's incredible.
I really like that piano. I really like it. And when I heard her, I heard the first version before it was like that other guy singing with Rihanna.
Yeah.
Because it was a version where it was just Rihanna.
Right.
And it was a little different. And I was like, damn, Rihanna sounds good on this. Like I really like it. It's really emotional.
Yeah.
And I just like, I didn't even have the instrumental. I just started writing the rap to like Rihanna's song. You know what I mean? And then I went on YouTube. I was like, I should record this. And then I just did it. It was just totally spontaneous. It was right before I was about to put out the Green Box. Like the Green Box was done.
Oh, really?
And then I was just like, yo, I want to record this. And I was just like, it would be dope if I sent it to Jarrell and see if he could just like throw something on there.
Yeah.
And I was like, dude, I want to put it out tomorrow. Can you post? And he recorded it. I was like, this shit is perfect. And he mixed it. And Jarrell mixed it too. He's like, yo, I'm going to mix it. I was like, dude, get it to me. And then we just put it out and people really liked it. You know what I mean?
No, that was another fantastic song.
That was a fun record. Like it's always fun when you do shit like that when it's like, you didn't even plan it. You know what I mean? You just sent it.
Just spontaneous.
Just like, yo, bro, whatever you want to do to it, I don't care. We're just going to put it out. And it's just like, yo, this shit came out dope. Like he killed that song.
Oh, totally.
Like I felt insecure. I was like, yo, he just killed this song. Like the way he's singing like on that song is like,
oh, dude,
it makes you forget.
Yeah.
People tell me it's just like, yo, I forgot that was like, a lot of people don't even know, like
I forgot the Locksmith is on the song.
Yeah, man. It's like, yo, but I love it, man. I'm glad he killed it. Like
murdered you on your own shit,
man. Anytime.
Anytime.
If it can make the record better, I think that's what. Just on another note, because you were talking about like just rapping, being like a spitter.
Yeah.
I think that's one of the things that I'm giving away game right now. So like the motherfuckers going back. That's one of the things like you can't be afraid. It's not about killing the beat.
Right.
It's about just making the song better.
Exactly.
That's what makes a dope record. You know what I mean? And that's what I learned in being in a group with Frontline. You know what I mean? But I know when we got out of Frontline, I was like, yo, I'm going to come in. I'm just going to go hard. You know what I mean? To get people's attention. But I know I had things that I wanted to talk about. And it's not about killing the record all the time. It's about just talking about some shit that people can relate to. You know what I mean? Making them relate to your story. And I think that's more important, you know what I mean, sometimes than just like, yo, I got bars for days.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly. What would you say you got to give a primer of Locksmith's discography to somebody who's never heard of Locksmith before?
Mm-hmm.
What would be the 5 songs that you would send this person and why?
Hardest song ever, of course. That would be one. Damn, what else? See, it's hard because I'm gonna pick everything off 1,000 cuts. Broken. Let's take Broken.
Broken
with Jarrell. I think that's a really good record.
I'm with it.
I'm gonna take one from every album.
Done.
That's easy.
Okay.
That's a good way to do it. So I'll take Hardest Song Ever. I'll take Broken.
Devil's Lasso.
Devil's Lasso is the best song on Embedded. Absolutely.
I agree.
Yeah. Devil's Lasso. What's the best song on Labyrinth? What's the best song on Labyrinth? I'll take the Labyrinth song.
Okay.
Because it's just hella diverse. Even though a lot of people didn't, I don't know, I feel like some people just didn't get that song, but it's just like crazy. The rapping is crazy. I'll take Labyrinth.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Because I feel like it shows the diversity in that. So that's 4, right? Devil's Lasso, Labyrinth, Broken, Hardest Song Ever. And then the 5th, You gotta go with rare form.
You gotta go rare form.
Rare form. That's an easy one.
And then, hold on, there was one that I was listening to today. What the video was shot at the amusement park? Which one was that?
Oh, in Coney Island, the pit. Is it at night?
The pit.
The pit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that was the one.
That was on Labyrinth. Yeah.
Yeah. That was a really good one too.
Yeah, that was dope, man. That was a dope record. That was produced by my man Matt Cody.
Yeah.
Who's actually an engineer. He was an engineer for Ski Beats. I met him.
Oh, nice.
I met him when he was, working for Ski Beats, and now he's produced. He's doing a lot of shit. He's really dope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, what would you, if you could see your first girlfriend now, what would you tell her?
Congratulations, she just had a baby. She had a baby I think less than a year ago.
Yeah.
Cause she's like a family friend too.
Oh, really?
So I know her.
There's no spite?
No, hell no. No, hell no. That's family. Like her mom is like an auntie kind of.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's like family. So me and all my girls, we get along, man. Like,
yeah.
Like I'm one of them kind of guys. Like, you know what I mean? We pretty much all like, you know what I mean? Like we cool. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
I mean, I'm not dipping back in the pot, but you know,
right.
But we still cool. You know what I mean? Like we're friends. Cause I don't think I ever did anything that was like that bad. That bad. Nothing that bad. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't think I got no problems with nobody, man. I don't do shit. You know what I mean? I try not. If I do bad stuff, I'm conscious of it. I try to apologize.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Or own up to it, you know.
Right.
I don't try to leave people. I try not to do people wrong.
Yeah. Did Kanye ever reach out to you after Rare Form?
No. You know, there's a line about that. I mean, I talked about that too in some I forget what song was that. Oh, Mad World.
Uh-huh.
There was a video it was like a in-studio video that I did for a song called Mad World, and I kind of addressed that. And I said some things about a rapper across the line. Then he lost his mother. I couldn't understand his pain until I lost mine, or something like that. And when I felt like when my mom passed, it kind of like, when I made Rare Form, I was just like, yo, I'm going at niggas. I don't give a fuck. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And part of it was like I was saying, it was like satirical. Like, all right, Kanye, you know what I mean? Blah, blah, blah. I'm going out. I'm the best rapper. You know what I mean? And it was just like, it was insensitive in a certain way. But, you know, I was just, that's hip hop can be that way sometimes. You know what I mean? But it wasn't nothing personal. Like, I'm a huge Kanye fan.
Right.
Like, I love.
Even Yeezus?
I fuck with Yeezus. I play some. I mean, it's not my favorite, but I do play Yeezus. When I be cleaning up in the house, I be playing Yeezus. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I like records. I like what he did with certain records.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You know, it was dope. I don't, you know, is it his best work? Probably. I don't know. Not my favorite, but I appreciate it for what it is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't appreciate that one at all. Damn. What you want to talk about? What's on your mind?
Oh, man. Shit, man. I'm just chilling, man. Things are good, man. You know what I mean? I'm at a point in my career where I'm getting busy.
Busy is good?
Which is a good thing. But at the same time, it's like I get inspired. You know what I mean? And I so in the past, you know, once I got inspired, I would kind of just like lock away and just be, you know, isolated for like a few months and be working. But now it's like I'm so busy.
Right.
I'm doing stuff I can't do that, but I still want to work on records. So I have to kind of like work on records in the in-between time. I've never done that before. And it's not like I'm still not doing like, you know, 100 city tours, you know what I'm saying? But I'm doing more shows than I did last year, which is a great thing because I want to get out there. Like I want to touch as many people as possible. Right. But at the same time, I'm working on music. So I'm like, you know, so it's a new experience for me to be like working on music, but then have to step away, go do some shows, you know what I'm saying? Come back, finish it, step away, do this, you know what I mean? So it's learning, but it has its, you know, it has its pluses as well. It's not like it's a bad thing. It's like, okay, you know what I mean? So it's like I'm crafting it and so that's it's a good thing, man. Like I'm happy about that. Like I want to be busy. Like I don't want to be fucking sitting at home, you know, jacking off and eating cupcakes, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. How do you I guess how big is Team Locksmith?
What do you mean?
Like,
what does that mean?
How many people do you got helping you out? How many people are behind the scenes?
I mean, I'm not gonna say. I mean, I consider you T. I mean, people that you're somebody that's always been that appreciate what I do, so I appreciate that. You know what I mean? My man's here in LA that comes out and hang out with me. You know what I mean? Reem from family. You know, this is family. So this is like I consider all of this as a part. You know, I don't have all this management team and PR team and all that stuff. I mean, you know, I'm pretty much, you know, I send you emails like, yo, Rod, check out my new video. You know what I mean? Personally, you know. Because if I can still do that, that's how I want to do it. You know what I mean? Right. Like, it's not like I'm so busy where it's like, you know, I don't expect, you know, Kendrick to do that. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, not saying that's not a knock on him. He's just, you know, he's doing a lot. You know what I mean? He can't do that. But I can still do that now. Right. So if I can do it, I want to personally talk to people. Like, I can personally talk to you. Like, yo, bro, check this out. What you think? You know what I mean? Like, you know, when you know, when people that appreciate my music, you know, like fans or whatever, you know, when, you know, I consider it like a family because I interact with them. Right. You know, I talk with them because if somebody wants to fucking, that's why we say, let's do a podcast. I'm like, dude, if somebody want to talk about my music, I'll fucking sit here and talk about it. Like, you appreciate it. Why not? You know what I mean? Like, what the fuck else would I be doing? You know? So, it's not, I mean, I have my family, like, you know, people like you guys. I have my actual family, like, you know, my sister, people that helped me, my dad, you know, people like that are like supporting me and helping me. Like, I wouldn't be able to do that without the support of those people. Right. But as far as like, you know, I'm doing a lot of people. My homie RA, who recently took me on tour with him. You know what I mean? I was able to go, you know, which is just a great guy who was just like, yo, Lock, you're dope. Why don't you come on tour with me? Yeah. Yes. You know what I mean? That's easy. A no-brainer. I was there, you know, and actually doing a couple shows with him on the East Coast. So it's just like, yeah, it's people like that. I mean, is that part of the team? I mean, I don't have them on a payroll, but they show me love. Yeah. So that's how it works. But, you know, a lot of stuff, I'm very hands-on. Gotcha. You know what I'm saying? I'm very hands-on. You know, the production, the videos. Like, I have great videographers that support me, great musicians. My partner, Mike Blankenship, my production partner. And so it's very small, man. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's very small, but it's broad at the same time because a lot of people show me love. So right.
Have you gotten attention from any major labels?
I've got some attention. Yeah. I've got some attention. But I don't know. I'm just kind of, I have like a goal that I'm set on right now. So I'm just kind of like, I'm just sticking to that. Yeah. I'm just sticking to that. You know what I mean? Like, as long as I can do that, as long as I can make the music that I want to make, I'm good. All the other stuff will just kind of like fall into place. You know what I mean? Gotcha. But another thing that I was talking about being busy, you know, like a lot of the business, like I got to handle too. Like, you know what I mean? I'm doing all that myself because I don't really have anybody handling that for me. So, right. I mean, I have people that help me out, but it's pretty much, you know, I'm handling negotiation. I'm handling the negotiation, all that kind of stuff. And that's a lot, you know what I mean? So eventually, you know, I want to get to a point where I can, you know, pay somebody to do that. Right. But right now, if I can handle it, I'm going to do it until it gets to the point where I can't handle it. It's just, you know what I mean?
That's a good way. Honest. You know, there's another guy that I talked to about a similar thing, and he pretty much said the exact same thing. He's like, as long as me and my people can handle it, there's no need to go to a label. Yeah. Like, I can do, I have the capacity to do all this stuff myself.
I mean, why the lure of trying to say, yo, I want to go to a label just so you can say you're on a label. Yeah. I mean, labels want to imitate the independent stuff now. Exactly. So why would I do that, man? Like, I mean, shit, you know what I mean? I got my CDs, you know what I'm saying? I mail them off. I got my shirts, like, you know what I mean? All these different things I'm learning as I'm going. And so now I'm more knowledgeable about it anyway. So if I do bring another party involved, whatever it may be, a label or an agent or a manager or a business manager or something like that, I know because I've learned it firsthand. So I can be like, yo, that don't look right.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? What is that? What is that about?
Trust.
Yeah, man. So I look at it as a learning experience. Totally. You know what I'm saying? That's all it is.
Totally.
Yeah.
Interesting perspective.
Yeah, man.
Because, I don't know, I see myself, if I was to make a foray into the music industry full time, it would definitely be on the business end of it, because Lord knows I can't rap for shit. Yeah. But, I don't know, it's the one thing that's kind of been, I just haven't been able to convince myself to make the jump and just dive into it. Like, I'm used to a steady income. Yeah. I'm used to the paycheck coming in twice a month. Like that's really honestly what it comes down to.
I mean, bro, honestly, the first, like I said, that's why I say, look, I'm not doing this on my, I have people that supports me and help me in some way, whether it's somebody that let me sleep on their couch or somebody, but this, it hasn't even been 2 years that I haven't, like, music is, it's my full-time job. You know what I mean? And that was a big transition. I was like, yo, I'm scared. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, what am I going to do? But I had to do it because I had no choice, because things started getting busy, but not busy enough to pay all the bills, but busy enough to say, look, you can't work. Look, my job is like, yo, we can only give you so many days off, or you're going to have to figure something out. So I had to be like, yo, I just got to do this shit. Yeah. So it motivates you, like, yo, I got to take my business serious, and I got to work hard. Like, you know what I mean? I can't just be like chasing after bitches, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? Which we all love to do.
Curb the vices.
Yeah, man. You know what I mean? You can't just be partying and just doing. You have to, you have to be on top of yourself to some degree. At least I do. You know what I mean? I don't have the luxury. I can just like whatever, and just shit just happen. Like, I got to be on top of it, Right. So it's
But it keeps you in line.
It's liberating, man. Like, it was liberating. I was like, yo, I got to make this shit pop.
Right.
I got to do it. So it's not easy. It's still not easy, but I'm grateful to just be doing the music that I love.
Totally.
And be able to put it out, and opportunities have presented themselves,
Yeah. How valuable is a good accountant in the rap game?
My accountant is mad at me. Because I, you know what I mean? Like, I just had a meeting, and they were like, yo, you got to do it like this. I'm like, all right, but I got to be on top. I mean, I'm not neglectful, but I just like, if I can wait all the way till January 31st to turn
11:59.
Yeah, then so I was like, but I'm not that bad, but now I have to even be, because the busier you are, the more you have to take care of. You know what I mean? So I'm learning.
The more receipts you have to go through.
I'm learning. I got to write stuff down. You know what I mean? I can't just
everything got to be documented. Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean? You just got to keep everything documented, man. So yeah, but it's nothing I can't handle. You know what I mean? But I just have to do it.
Yeah. How does it work? Because income in different states is taxed differently, right? Mm-hmm. Do you know how that works?
I don't know. I'll let the accountant figure that out.
Because I know it's like really complicated for professional sports, like an athlete, because they're getting money in different states, and that counts as income.
I thought they get a salary from there.
They do, but I think it counts as. My understanding is that it counts as income because they're working in different states, and so each state has their own codes and stuff. And right? Is that true?
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know that. I mean, I don't. Maybe I mean. But maybe it's different for different athletes, like if you're like golf or tennis, where you playing in different but I would think like a professional football player, like you get paid by your team.
What have been your favorite albums this year?
Recent albums, Childish Gambino, I really liked because of the internet.
Right.
Because of the internet, like I liked his I liked Camp, the first album, and then I liked the Royalty mixtape. And then when I heard Because of the Internet, at first I was like, oh, it's cool. I don't know if I really liked it. And then over time, I went back. I was like, yo, I really like this album.
Yeah.
So I like that album. I was really on Macklemore's album. That was the more like last year though.
That was like 2 years ago.
Was it?
Yeah.
The Heist? No.
The Heist, yeah.
No.
I'll tell you right now.
It was not before 2002. I mean, excuse me, 2012.
I think it was 2012.
Yeah, like the end of 2012 they came out.
I'll tell you. October 2012.
See? That's what I'm saying. So that's a 2013 album.
Fair enough.
You know what I'm saying? And then so I was on that album, like that was like the mainstream stuff. My homie RA's album, I love that album, Legends Never Die.
Yeah.
So I was like hip hop stuff. Really love that album. Apathy's album that he just put out, Connecticut Casual. Mm-hmm. I just actually, listened to that album. Like I had downloaded it and I finally got I was like, yo, this album is like dope. You know what I mean? He's like a dope lyricist. You know what I'm saying? And what else? And I just kind of listened to a little bit of everything. I listened to the Drakes and all that kind of just different shit too. I really I like Jaron Benton and those dudes, you know what I mean, and Dizzy and all that stuff. And Hobson, I got into those. I like those guys. I really love what they doing. So I always check for everything that they do. And G-Eazy, the homie from the Bay Area, I really like what he's doing and the diversity that he's bringing to the game. Really, really dope, really incredible music. That he's making. I really like that. yeah, man. Then I just, a little bit of everything, but that's like hip hop. Those are the kind of been the things that I've been listening to.
Do you think when it comes to West Coast rap and the recognition that West Coast is getting right now, do you think the Bay Area is underrepresented?
That maybe remind me, shout out to I Am Sue. I really like what he's doing and those guys, from Richmond. And I feel like they're really, paving a way because they're really making a lane. He's on tour doing a lot of things. Like, I'm in New York and cats are listening to, HBK and what they're doing. So I think that's really phenomenal what they've been able to do. But I think the Bay Area is the Bay Area is just like, it's like a little big city. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's like, it's not like LA where LA has a really big industry. New York has a really big industry. Atlanta has a really big, black centered kind of industry,
Right.
Whereas the Bay Area is just really diverse. It's really just different. So it's hard to just pinpoint one thing.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, but you do have some success like G-Eazy.
Yeah.
That's Bay Area. You know what I'm saying? I Am Sue. That's Bay Area.
Locksmith. That's Bay Area.
That's Bay Area. You know what I'm saying? But the Bay Area is diverse. It's not like a specific thing. I feel like we're all, but none of those artists sound the same.
Yeah, totally.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's not specific. And then you have 40 who's like still killing the game. Like, you know what I mean?
5 albums now?
Dude,
in a row?
I feel like
5 albums in one day. Is that what's next?
I think
40
is probably like popping more now than like ever. Like, which is incredible. That's like a testament to him as an artist and as a businessman and everything. So it's there. I mean, if you're talking about it's going to be like LA and New York, it's not because it's a different kind of area.
Right.
But I think that the Bay it's on the come up. You know what I mean? It's rising and it's doing it in a different way. It's not going to do it the same way LA did it. It's not going to do it the same way New York did it or down south because it's different.
Totally. So what's next for you, Mr. Locksmith?
Oh, man. Hopefully just coming to a city near you.
Yeah?
Yeah, I just plan on doing a lot more shows. I got some tours in the works, and I just want to do that and just a lot more music. Like I've been really inspired lately, so I got back in the studio.
Yeah,
I'm excited about that, and yeah, man, just like spreading the good word.
Yeah. Where can the people find you?
Man, on the smoking section, IamLock.com.
Yeah,
it's my website, so everything is there. Like my Twitter, DA Locksmith, my Instagram, which is the same thing, DA Locksmith, my Facebook, I Am Locksmith. Those are all linked to IamLock.com. My new album, 1,000 Cuts, you can get everything there. Boom, right there.
Boom. Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir, man.
We appreciate you coming out here.
This conversation, man. This is family,
Thank you so much.
Hell yeah.
To the listeners, thank you guys for tuning in. Once again, I am your host, Raj Anand. You can get at me on Twitter at TSS_RAJ. And that wraps up this episode. We'll see you guys again in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, man.